Hiya guys, Mr. Mackey here. Now yesterday I was showing you another way we can solve algebraic expressions. We did flowcharts on Monday and yesterday we did balancing and I set you this problem. Now this is a good example of a problem we can't use with a flowchart because we're squaring x in this. So it's a bit more difficult, and also we have x's on both sides. So I've started balancing it out by minusing x squared on both sides, so it becomes x squared plus 3 equals 28. And the challenge I set you was to finish off the problem. So let's do it. So if we have x squared plus 3 equals 28, and I want to put all the x on one side and all the other integers, whole numbers, on the other side, what I want to do is I want to minus 3 on both sides. So x squared plus 3 minus 3 will just get us x squared. Then 28 minus 3 will get us 25. So if x squared equals 25, what we're going to have to do is I want to find out what x is. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to square root our answer. What times by itself will get us 25. Now, for anyone who said 5, absolutely brilliant. 5 times 5 gets you 25. For any of you who said the answer is just 5, I'm afraid you're wrong there. There's another value that can get us 25, and it's negative 5. Because when you times two negatives together, it will become positive. I'll go into more detail next week, because next week I'm focusing entirely on number problems. So we'll do that next week. But the two answers are 5 and negative 5. So today, before we move on to any other forms of algebra, I'm going to be showing you examples of algebra in real life situations. Because quite a few people have said to me, when on earth are we actually going to need algebra in our lives? Now I'm going to show you a few problems where we will need it and how we can use balancing to help with these problems. Let's get into it. Now here's an example of when we're going to be needing algebra to solve a real life problem. Now I'm going on holiday in October, hopefully by that time the lockdown would have ended. I'm going somewhere with my mum for a birthday. We're going to Croatia. I cannot wait. Croatia's not cheap though. You've got to start with your hotels, you've got to have your flights, spending money, food. So I don't know how much I'm going to have to say. So I've started off with X amount of money. I have no idea how much I have. And I need to get up to 900. Now there's a lot of things I have to take into account. What I did is I managed to buy a whole package deal for all the flights and accommodation stuff, which is 300 more than the actual amount I need to start saving from. I also need to remember that I'm buying this as a present for my mum, so whatever that is, it's going to be doubled. And then finally, because I managed to get it at a really good deal, I managed to get it for a third of the price. So I need to know what amount of money I should start with, what's the maximum amount of money I should start with to be able to do all this and still end up with the £900 needed for the trip. So, this is how we do it. We have an algebraic problem. We have a 2, then brackets x plus 300, all divided by 3 to get 900. So we're going to balance this out. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of this 3, because it's quite in the way, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is, if we're dividing by 3 in this, we're going to be timesing by 3 on both sides. So 2 brackets x plus 300, close brackets, all divided by 3, times by 3 will be 2x plus 300, still in brackets. And then 900 times 3 will be 2,700. That's the first bit done. Now I want to get rid of that 2 outside the brackets, so I'm going to be dividing by 2 on both sides. So 2 brackets x plus 300 divided by 2 will just be x plus 300. 2,700 divided by 2 will be 1,350 pounds. So, once I've done that, I need to find x. So I have x plus 300 to get 1,350. What I've got to do is I've got to minus 300 on both sides. And that will get x being £1,050. So £1,050 is the starting rate I will need. And once I've done all that, with all the deals included, I will only need 900. So as long as I have a starting rate of £1,050, I'm set for the holiday. That's quite cool. It means I've got £150 to spare. But holidays aren't the only examples where we'll need algebra to get through this. Let's go through another one. Let me give you an example. I went to the shop a couple of months ago to buy a shirt, and that shirt was the original price that originally caught my eye, and it went up by £50. I thought, okay, that's a bit steep. I'm not going to buy it yet. It might go down. Because it was around Christmas time. People might have gotten a bit excited. I went back the following week, and that price had tripled in value. Whew, crikey. All for a shirt. It was quite a nicely buttoned shirt, so little disclaimer. I don't actually look for that kind of stuff. So I thought, no, that's way too high. So I went home. Came back the following week. Now this was around the Boxing Day sales. So the price, that price was then split. So it was a sixth of that value. The whole thing divided by 6. And that price was actually the original value of the shirt plus £10. I bought it, obviously. But the question I have for you is, what was the original value of that shirt? What was it? So this is when we're going to be needing algebra. We're going to be balancing it out, because you can't do a flowchart because there's x's on both sides. So let's now do it with, let's start off balancing. We're dividing by 6 in this problem, so we're going to be timesing by 6 on both sides. So that would become 3 brackets x plus 50 equals x times 6 is 6x, 10 times 6 is 60. That's fair enough. Let's now do the next one. We're now going to be dividing by 3 on both sides. So that would become x plus 50. 6x divided by 3 is 2x. 60 divided by 3 is 20. Now, how are we going to move this? What we're going to do is we're first going to move all the x's onto one side. So I'm going to minus x on both sides. And that will become, I'm going to move up to here just because I'm running out of space. It becomes 50 equals x plus 20. Now 50 equals x plus 20 is exactly the same as x plus 20 equals 50. It's just another way of writing it. You can swap them round. They're exactly the same. So the final bit of balancing we've got to do is we've got to minus 20 on both sides. And that will get us our original price. And if anyone did this right, you would have gotten an original price of £30. The original shirt was £30. I got it for 40. Not the best deal, but it was better than £240, which is what that bit was at one point. So it could be worse. Now, let's do one more example with a twist. Now, I've been a teacher for a couple of years now, and one of the most common questions that people ask me is, how old am I? It's a bit frustrating. And what I do is I sometimes say to them, you know what, guess how old I am. But I've gone to the point that their guesses have been so off by higher, I don't want my confidence to be destroyed anymore. So I now set them challenges like this. The answer to this question is my age. Genuinely, the answer to this question is how old I am. Now, that's your challenge for today. I want you to find out how old I am. And you can do this by going through this, doing the balancing method. And this is another good example of how you can also get people to work. If someone asks how old you are, give them a question like this. Make them work to find out your age. So, and also, please don't get the answer wrong and say it's too high, because I don't need my confidence to be broken anymore. Good luck with this problem, and tomorrow we're going to be looking at a whole new set of algebra. Good luck, let's get on with it. The price was actually up.